Hi, in this video I want to show you how to use RenWeb to send an email. So let me open up my RenWeb and I'm on my home screen. Now there are two ways to go about doing this. One is to click from the home screen and go to Communications. Now if I do it that way, what's going to happen is all of my students are going to be seen on this screen, and to protect their privacy, I am not going to show you using this method. But this is one method. Another method is for me to go to Classroom. And because I know that I have no students in my period 3 class, I am going to click on that class and I'm going to use this as my demonstration class. So from here, I can go over and I can click on Communications. That will open up another window and it will start with the Compose. Now in the Compose tab, that is where you compose your email. Who is it going to go to? Well, if I click on Filter, it will show me all of the students here whose names are in my, all the names of the students who are in my class will be shown here. And it's set up for classes and it's set up for my period 3 class. All the names will be here. Now, if I want to send an email to all of my students, I need to transfer their names from here to here. I can do that by clicking on this double arrow, and it will take all the names from the left and move them over to the right. Anybody whose name is in the box on the right, those are the people who will receive the email. If I just want one email, then I will just click on that kid's name and use the single arrow to put the name over here. Now that doesn't mean the kid is going to get the email. I also need to click on Student so that the email will go to the student. And then I also want to send it to their parents. Now, depending on how the parents set up their email, they may or may not get the email. So I always click on Father and Mother, and I click on Custody, and I click on Correspondence. I always click on all 4 of those. That way, somebody is bound to get the email, because as it is, some parents won't, some students don't have a father, or they don't have a mother, or some students have nothing listed in custody, or other students have nothing listed in correspondence. Some students have a mother listed, but they don't live with their mother, their grandmother. They live with their grandmother, and that's not an option here. So I always click on all 4 of those. Then, if I click on Recipients, it will give me a list of the emails. It will show me who the email is going to go to. Now, I know this is not helpful because you can't see any names here. So what I am going to do is I am going to choose a staff member. So I'm going to click on Staff, and I am going to send an email to Mr. Paul and Filberto. No, he doesn't want my email. I'll send it to Miss Becknell and Miss Berg and, you know, and Sean Bristol. Okay, I'm just looking through the list. I'm just randomly picking names. I'm sorry if you wanted to be chosen and didn't get to be chosen. Okay, so I'm going to select those 4 names and I put them over here. Now, they still will not get the email. If I click on Recipient, you can see that they are not Correspondence, Custody, Father, Mother, or Student. So I need to go back to Filter, and I need to click on Staff. And then when I click on Recipient, now I can see that any email that is in the Staff section is available. And the email will go to that staff member. All right, so if I want an email to go to everybody, I click on the Everybody section, click on the Recipients, and I can see everybody. Oh, but I see a couple of people don't even have an email set up in RenWeb. So, and this is exactly what you'll see with the students. Okay, if they don't have an email set up in RenWeb, then it will say non-applicable. Okay, so let me go back to filter. Let me get rid of but let's say I had a few people here, and I put those names over to there. But then I decide, no, I really don't want to send an email to Mr. Paul. He doesn't need to know this information. I can remove him by clicking on this single arrow. I can remove everybody by clicking on the double arrows. All right, so once I have chosen who will receive the email, and I've checked to see who's going to receive, well, nobody now because I clicked them all out, right? But once I have chosen my email recipients, I can go to Compose. I can put in a subject and type my email. There are ways to do attachments. Everything that you can do on any other email, you can do here. I always, before clicking on Send Message, I always click on Carbon Self. This will send the email to my Google email account. And I have found that it is a lot easier for me to find an email that I know I sent if I send it to myself in my Gmail, because I can easily search for it in my Gmail account, whereas I cannot easily search for it through RenWeb. I at least have not figured out how to easily search for it. All right, so from there, you just type the email and send the message. Okay, I hope that was helpful.